Just like how some dude make funny joke like you rear heart with bison, now you don't have a license. So that's kind of rhyming, kind of. That's funny joke. Like when you check the reality, this is love song 2, coming back from love song 1. So I take art from my own creative and make back art. So I don't I reach a level where I take my own artwork, which painting show you. That's the level when you work your way up. Because you create a flow, like music. So you're taking your own artwork, and you're taking stuff from your own artwork and start create your own. But before you have to read, study, learn off old master, which color doesn't fit in, which composition isn't the same. So you might have what like the Christ at Emos. So you have to go through all who paint Christ at Emos and pick out the best ones. And you pick out the best ones, then you have to categorize how long that guy did theme. You can't do the same thing because life is different. So you can't mix your brain up like we're the same thing going on. Because you have your same reality life going on, like job going on in modern day time. As well, modern day time show your cell phone. Back then there was no cell phone. So in case somebody want to send a message, they would have to write some letter. Which time period show you with the letter writing, with the whole plane have to deliver the message across the world, and that takes a time. With the time period, with letter writing, that shows you. It might take three months for your letter to reach where you want it to reach, or 4. Like parrots. If you understand parrots, that's why I like birds. So my environment coming back off the whole beach thing, that's why I like birds and parrot, if you understand what I mean, because I like ship. Anything we do with ship, like ship game, like you play on modern day, like your app phone, you see that ship game, but with like 3 ship coming on you, and you have to figure out how you, as a single ship, go take out 3 ship alone without the damage going on. So the game alone imply that in your brain. That pirate game where you have to travel around the world pirate thing and conquer the biggest ship, and the biggest ship show you the level and take their trade, whatever they take from others, the same thing going on. So I imply that back in my artwork. So if this is like I have 4 big paintings, I metaphor them as ship. So I put the little ones them in the medium sized one them on the outskirt. And the most important one is the Jesus one. So that in the center. The center. So anything outskirt doesn't care for. Because I protect the one in the center. That's the whole idea. So if you protect the center piece, you don't care for anything outside because you protect the inner, the core. That's where they want the Jesus. So once you want that Jesus down, it's like the ship, just like ship traveling on water with the enemy. You know that horizon line is like telling you. You see that little flag gonna pop up in a couple seconds. That means something gonna go down. So your body always in that mood, like in art. So you create artwork for be like I lean back on it in that sense. So when a guy does a thing like a mistake, like in modern day time, like dude who I tell you would come inside your house and pretend to be your friend. No real person would want a fake friend. So we all know that. And continue on with the fake friend. 'Cause if you know the guy is like committing crimes and you grow around that individual and you go down with that individual, then that's your fault because you know the guy committing crimes. So either you drop that company or you find your own company and do your own thing, which is life. And some people make different choices. So following my own choice, I used to lift box with the same guy. So I put back my brain like imagine a time you lifting boxes with the same word fragile from containers, and a container bringing your own box to you, like how you import stuff, just like that. So with the realism, you'll be moving boxes, but you're not having to figure out. One day you might be painting, and then you call it the same US dollar, just like the guy bragging about the job, and he's talking over you because it's like an army level in the workplace. If you understand, it's like army level. You can't talk over the general in no farm. You have to hold your side. And at the same time, you might get paperwork that tell you have to do this, but it doesn't look fitting. If you understand what I mean. So what you have to do is look out for yourself. So if it was battlefield in real thought, I wouldn't follow the paperwork directly because what's over that wall is not directly going to fit into the paperwork. And for me to come back alive with the paperwork in my hand to give reports, you calculate how much people over that wall with your little numbers. So you have to come up with strategy. How you gonna take out them peoples? Because you cannot leave or run away. That make you look like a coward. So you have to be on the strong level, which we never looking like coward. Because coward fail, and the word failure we don't deal with. So you come up with your own creativity, like alphabet. If there's four fingers, then F mean one, then the second F means something, the third F means something, and the fourth F means something. And there's many words with the F word, like favorite, food. So you can pick words that are good and keep them in mind. Just like how some people keep negative thoughts in their mind. You did something negative, but you're trying to imply it back on a person. That what you did. That make you seem crazy because you did the bad and the person is trying to do the good, but you're implying what you did wrong. It's like a guy who drink alcohol and okay, I work at a place that who produce 420 stuff. People be like, obviously you do 420. If you work at one and dispensary in modern day time. So imagine a guy who works at a place that make alcohol, drinking alcohol. Then obviously people gonna be like he's an alcoholic, just like the guy who be working at the beer store factory. He must take home 24, 48 kind of beers on the weekend or something, but that's his life. He made that choice. So when a dude is like working at a place that produce alcohol, he becomes an alcoholic because they give him free alcohol when it's time for the giveaway and the bonus time, like Christmas time, he probably get buckles. So all them implication coming on. And then he imply that on people that people are alcoholic. That make you seem like a mental, if you understand what I mean. Because when you drink alcohol, as I'm telling you, you learn that you're painting. Your nose is going to deform. It's like Ray Charles movie. You keep on taking the nigger drugs, but you don't think people noticing you, but gradually it will show. Yeah, gradually. So when you do needles, you still can't hide. But that's people choices. Just like a guy who pop pill. Because I tell you, you don't want people to discover I'm smoking. You want to feel a good effect, like a stimulant. Coffee is a stimulant. So all them stimulants, we have them in book. Coming back from reading documents, coffee is a stimulant. So anything of a stimulant is something of a drug, as they put it. Yeah. So you have to understand things. So when people go like that, you do back the real reality. So if a guy is a thief, then he's a thief. Just like how I'm telling you the same person with the protection number in my phone and my money is missing, then what can the guy think? Who call? Who? And the money missing. But you're protecting people at the same time. And you want to see me somewhere where I don't want to be. And there's two Kingston going on, if you understand what I mean. So that therefore that individual look like a lowlife. As how him talk, as how him reach out on people, this guy look like this. But when you check the real reality, all those individuals born in a country that have the store that can produce the same artwork. They do sit there and sleep. He has a job just like me working. He has his girlfriend that he sleep with and work out his children issue that's personal, financial issue that's personal, but the real basic thinking, the dude drive past the same store over and over in his car that can make the same sticker. Yeah, metaphor it, sticker for sticker. And buy the same paintbrush. Spend the money on the same cheap paint if he doesn't want to purchase the expensive one. And he can brag and boast that he lives in Canada and he's the greatest artist. He can do that. But that would be hyping. But when you check the reality, just like the guy with the building, he born in a place where you produce canvas and all the equipment. I come from a place that doesn't even have a art store or a gallery. So when you look on that real reality, mind you, without parents, my mother travel. Because my mother can't be with me if she's traveling in a plane. That's unrealistically. If my mother is in New York, how is she going to be in Canada working at the same time? when my artwork showing in New York. So I don't play funny games. Even when my artwork sell, I have to ask my mother if she's the one who purchased the artwork in US money. Because I don't want my enemies them to figure out you're playing some funny games. So I do mine straight and legit to show the people them who dislike me in the first place. I wasn't looking your likings or comments because I use the number 8. That show you I work out the plan myself. I don't even like myself. Just like a job. You have 8 hours. So that's how clearly it shows. Mind you, you're working a job, the person going to discriminate on you, just like a garbage man. So the person who work at the alcoholic facility, I'm not picking on anyone in any country. I'm just showing you the country that that guy come from. The background country is Jamaican. So the implication coming from long time, the guy think he's a prime minister. So the entire family think that way, that they should be on top, which is mental. Because the money you're spending does the equivalent back to the scenery, the real scenery. Dude have the land growing up with bare bushes and a little hot house looking thing, but there's no mansion. And the house in Canada is not paid for. Because when you calculate my dying date 66, in my 30s right now, which you have 60 something years left if you're aiming for 100, with the regular work, you still don't make $1 million. Even if you have a partner with calculation $20,000 a year saving plan, you still don't reach that level because with this money spending if you go repair the house, buy a car, you still don't reach that. So when a person brag and boast about the job and this and that, that's just look like an idiot and a waste of time. Which you don't even like the word idiot because them make themselves look that way. So at the end of the day, art saved my life. It give me real reasoning. So nobody can put stuff over your head, which nobody likes. Because a man would never want somebody to put somebody over his head and talk to him like a garbage. Just like a man would never stand up and let the next man take his girlfriend right in front of him face. That would make a guy feel like a loser. So the guy has to retract and find somewhat way to make himself look like a winner. That is the right thing. But the depressionic person who does that on the opposite side, like a girl, she has to find the same way. But when you're finding the same way, it's like a mental. Because a woman go to a next man and the next man and the next man and the next man, which is normal and the same thing on both sides. But it look awkward to a guy, which is the last standing. So he's the loser. Because when a guy deal with one girl and the next girl and the next girl, the next girl will be like, oh shit, this guy been through different woman. That mean he knows about woman. But when you check the opposite side on a girl, it makes a girl look like nothing. Because when you watch videos, them people's making money and you're doing the same thing, kind of. From vehicle to vehicle, but the income not establishing to the point of showing where you want to go. So the mindset coming back from the vehicle, you produce sticker, as I'm telling you. So it's best you stick with your art, like a fine looking sticker. So the individual can go accumulate numbers, but your children will feel the effect of a sticker. Like your children or your child just did something good. So here you go, a sticker. That's the feeling, natural feeling, if you understand what I mean. So imagine somebody who's like a monster, who acts like Sesame Street, kind of. While sitting there, that person is a monster in mind, teaching a grade class, level 3 to 4 years old. But in mind, that's a monster. And I have pictures to show you, and that's a lady, kind. And her son passed away to show you the envy doesn't win. Right around the same building I used to live with the whole drama and shit. Coming back from the whole guy with the Darius license plate. They found the guy dying, freezing in the cold. And they claim it is my family member, which Richard back some funny business going on because me and that guy has no real blood. My mother has 2 children only in life. Yeah, and the reason why I follow Peter Paul Rubens because my mother name is Marie, and that's why I come back with the 420. So anybody diss me in that sense, I stick with my mother. So you get the whole 20 effect going on. My mother is 20 years off. My mother had me when she was 20 years. So I stick with the 20 for 20. That's why I like Queen Elizabeth.